Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to G Bear's Off Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert, here on November 16th, 2019. And yep, I got that last piece of gutter up. And why did that seem like a priority? Well, when I was watching the news this morning, the weather said there's a 50% chance of rain Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So, 50% was enough for me to say, I want to catch that water. So I know I got my tar paper on the roof. That's fine. That'll keep me from leaking. And I've got all my flashings in place so I won't get any water damage inside. And I'm sealed in. So let's put the gutter up so I can catch that water. So while I was at it, I added a little addition to the drain over there. And that's a very short first flush. And why so short? Well, the only thing that comes off of there is going to go into irrigation water anyway. So if it's got a little extra nitrogen from the bird poop, that's fine. That little drain off thing there is just to take dirt and silt and things like that blow from the regular winds out here and get on the roof. And what I do is I crack that open just so it's a little bit of a drip, 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 drip. And then, of course, the water coming off the roof is going to be faster than the drip. So it'll fill up that little unit in no time. And I don't have a float in there like I did in the other one, because this one, once the water gets up to that level, it's going to start going the other direction because it can't come down anymore. And then when the rain stops, of course, that little drip, 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 drip will drain that out. So I'm ready for the next run. And I'll probably end up, when the rain's going to come, I'll put a bucket down there on the ground right below it and let it drip into the bucket. And then I'll use that for plants too. I mean, what the heck? You know, it's just, it might have a little dirt in it, but so do the plant's roots. So anyway, the other thing I did was I milled up all of the window stops for the outside of the window, and I made it so it's a window stop and frame at the same time. And I think it came out pretty nice. And I know some of you are going to say, hey, I thought you said you were going to prime those sills before you put them in. I primed under them where they go up against the rough framing, because I didn't have a lot of time to sit and wait for them all to dry, and I didn't want to have my hands getting smudges all over the place. So I said, well, I'll just do it this way, and then I'll caulk all of the
Location,
frame
Komandorskaya Ostrova region, class, light, magnitude, 4.4, 18 minutes ago.
I'm going to have to shut that app off. It's always talking to me. Anyway, yeah, I got both of them in, and I got them sealed at the bottom with window sealant. I need probably 2 more tubes to finish off, because the other thing I did, let's move around this way. I did laundry too, and I still got clothes in the dryer. Anyway, what I did was I cased in my windows here. I got my trim on there, and that's all sealed in place. So if the rains come, I won't get any leakage through the frames into the wall. I got that one done, and then let's move on down the other way. And this is what I did temporarily for this barrel, is I just set it on a couple of cinder block and set it around the corner here so it's not in the view of the windows. And then I've got my pass-through rain gutter coming down into there. All right, so yeah, I also cased in this window and sealed it all the way around. And then I sealed all of the joints where the siding comes together, and sealed all the joints down the sides on both sides. And while I was doing that, I looked up right there, and a little damn same woodpecker that's been poking holes in my garden hose is now poking holes in my cabin. So I'm going to fix his butt. He did a couple down here too. There's 2 right there. But they don't go after the siding, because the siding isn't all wood. It's a composite. It's a fire retardant type siding, and they don't like it. But they'll go after that wood as long as it's exposed. So I will put some metal caps over that so they can't get to it. Like I did on the corner there. All these corners are supposed to have those metal caps. I just haven't gotten around to them yet. So anyway, that's how the windowsills came out. I've got to get my painter's caulk and caulk along this side. And then, of course, I need more of the clear window sealant, and I do around the whole inside of the frame so I won't get any moisture inside whatsoever. And I tell you, you could tell the difference as soon as I got inside the room there. They've just taken all of those little drafts out from that little 1/4-inch gap that was all the way around those windows. Really made a difference in here. It's a lot warmer, and I had to open up windows so I could work in here. It got a little bit too uncomfortable. All right, I also ran all my wiring. I haven't stuck that one in the box yet, but I will do that, and as soon as I'm start uploading this. I got my my box on extender on there for the low voltage lighting, and that's going to be attached to that light right up there. I got my 120 volts coming into my fan box, so my ceiling fan will have power. And then I've got my 3-way wiring in place here, and I got one 3-way switch hanging there. The other one's still in the box over there on the table, and that'll go in that unit. And then they'll come up to that box up there, and that's what's going to light this room, besides little table lamps and things like that, and a light fixture on the ceiling fan. So I'll have a little bit of all of the best worlds. So anyway, I did put in my other electrical outlet down there, and I got the wiring going through all the way through all of these. It comes all the way around, and that one circuit ends here. So that one circuit will be just this living room area. Then the one that's behind the barbecue right now down there, that one comes from over here, and that's going to be tied into this one, which comes out of the laundry room area. So this circuit will be a separate circuit. This will be on the laundry room. All right, so that's where we are today. So I was just lazing around doing nothing, and as you can see, another lazy day, and I didn't go anywhere today. Just did my chores around here, and then I got right to work. Of course, milling up these pieces took a little while. This is how I did these frames for this window right here. Okay, this is a half of a 2x4. I ripped the 2x4 all the way down the center, and then I took my measurements and I made this little notch out in the side of this thing. And you can see how I when I ran the saw blade, I went a little deeper than what it needed to be. And the reason for that is before I install this, I fill that whole crevice with window sealant caulk and the silicone, so that when this presses into place, it's got a tight seal there. And the way this went on was, of course, the frame for the window was just like this rough frame. So this just went right on just like that. And you see how it covers the edge of the siding. And then with that caulking in there, it gives me a nice tight seal. And then when I do the caulking on the outside, it'll be even a better seal. As you can see, I also ran it across my router table, and I rounded the corners on it, so it looks like a nice finished piece of molding. And it came out nice. I'm happy with it. Also on the bases down here, because this is a flat area and then it goes to a slope, I did the same thing on the bottoms of these. I cut them the same shape so that it seals tight on the front side here. So if water's splashing here, it can't go uphill. It's going to come off. Of course, it's sealed also, but I've got to set all of my finish nails there. I got my nail set sitting here ready to do it, but I left them sticking out a little ways just in case there was any reason that I had to take them back off again. I would have something to grab onto, and I wouldn't have to mess up my moldings. I made one extra piece of this because I only needed 5 pieces, 8 feet long, to do what I was doing. And of course, getting 2 pieces out of a 2x4, I ended up with 6 pieces. So I got a full length of this stuff and a couple of short pieces like this. I put them inside of the container, stored them with my wood. And coming down the line, if I need some more of that stuff, or if I damage one of these and I need to make a new one, I've got all of the templates in there that I need. All right, everybody, that's about it for today. G-Bear reminding you, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And save this information. You might need it someday. Beautiful day today. The wind's been picking up a little bit. They say Santa Ana winds are due for the Southern California region. And, of course, that means fire danger goes up and all of that stuff. So remember, if you're out there in the wind, don't light an open campfire. It just doesn't make sense. All right, G-Bear signing off.